I had to work out like crazy and eat a lot of fish all the time.
Why fish?
That's what they told me was good.
Have you noticed how Paul Rudd never seems to age? Even in his 50s, he looks much younger. It's surprising, right? But it's not all magic. Paul has some secrets that help him look fresh and young. And guess what? We're going to uncover those secrets. If you're curious about how Paul keeps his youthful look, stick around. But before we do that, let's find out who Paul really is. Paul Rudd is a famous actor who was born on April 6, 1969. He grew up in Kansas before moving to California. Paul started acting in the 1990s and quickly became a favorite in many movies and TV shows. Many people first noticed him in the movie Clueless, where he played a charming character named Josh. Since then, he has acted in many comedies like The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Anchorman. But Paul didn't just stick to comedy. He showed his acting skills by joining the superhero world as Ant-Man in the Marvel movies. This role made him even more famous around the world. Besides movies, Paul also acted in TV shows. One popular show he was in is Friends, where he played Mike. Through the years, Paul has won awards and been loved by fans everywhere. He is known not just for his acting, but also for being a nice and funny person in real life. People admire him for his talent and the way he treats others. Now, let's explore his diet.
Oh, hi, I'm Paul Rudd. I didn't see you right there. Please step into this artificial kitchen and learn a little bit about what I eat when I'm trying to shrink down to the size of a carpenter ant.
Paul has some special rules about eating. These rules change depending on what he's doing in life. If he is getting ready for a movie role, he is very strict with his food. But if he's just living a normal life, he's a bit more relaxed but still tries to eat healthily. There are certain foods that Paul doesn't eat much. Why? He tries to look his best for movies.
People always ask you, like, if there's one thing you could eat that it didn't have any effect on you, probably choose bread. What's better? I like it with the olive oil and put some salt in it, but I don't eat it as much as I want to because I can't anymore.
But when he was filming for Ant-Man, Paul's diet was quite strict. Paul's routine would have two main goals. First, eat fewer carbohydrates, which are found in things like bread and sugar. Second, make his body use fat more for energy. This plan had to be easy to follow and not too hard, so he wouldn't feel tired. Richard Louis, the trainer, said they wanted Paul to change his whole way of life, not just for the movie. They reduced bad carbohydrates, but added more protein and healthy fats. Paul ate normal foods that many people have in their homes. He ate eggs and meat for protein. He got good fats from nuts. He ate a lot of vegetables for vitamins, and to help his stomach feel good. He sometimes ate rice and sweet potatoes. He also took extra things, like powders and pills, to make sure he got all the vitamins and things his body needed. Here's what a day of eating in the life in Paul would look like. Breakfast, 3 eggs, some oatmeal, a cup of coffee. Morning snack, a drink with protein powder in it, a small amount of almonds. Lunch, a big salad, a medium-sized piece of meat or fish, sometimes rice or sweet potato, but not every day. Afternoon, snack, another protein drink, some walnuts. Dinner, a bigger piece of meat or fish, as many vegetables as he wants.
Oh, a cheat day. Gotta have a cheat day. And I've learned, like, oh, I don't have cheat days, but I will have a cheat meal. When you're really training, you don't want more than one meal. Sometimes you don't even want the one cheat meal, but it's important to have a cheat meal.
Now you might think Paul only eats healthy food, but that's not true. He believes in cheat meals. That means sometimes he eats foods that aren't on his diet plan. But he doesn't have a full day of eating whatever, he just has one meal. This special meal is good for his mind, and it tastes extra good because he doesn't have it all the time. Paul thinks starting a diet is the hardest part. He says you need about 2 weeks to get used to it. But once you're used to it, it's not that hard. He believes our bodies get used to what we do. So when we eat well and exercise, our body feels good and wants to keep doing it. Now let's take a look at his fitness routine.
Do you get to keep your abs? Does Marvel repossess them?
I got to take them home with me.
Yeah?
Yeah, they let me keep them.
Paul Rudd wasn't always a big fitness person. Like many of us, he had to start somewhere. As he got ready for certain movie roles, he knew he needed to get in better shape. So, he began a journey to be fitter and stronger. Paul's typical day started with something called fasted cardio. This means doing heart-pumping exercises like running or cycling before eating breakfast. Exercising this way can help burn more fat. After this morning cardio, he would also do strength training. This is exercise using weights to build muscle. It's not just about looking good, but being strong and healthy too. Paul's strength training wasn't the same every day. He trained different muscle groups on different days. Here's a simple idea of what he might do in a week. Monday, chest and shoulders, push-ups for chest muscles. Shoulder press, lifting weights above the head to work the shoulders. Tuesday, legs and core squats, a powerful exercise for the legs and hips. Sit-ups for stomach muscles. Wednesday, rest or light activity. Maybe a light walk or stretching. Rest is important for muscles to recover. Thursday, back and arms. Pull-ups for the muscles in the back and arms. Bicep curls, lifting weights with arms to work on bicep muscles. Friday, mixed workout. A mix of exercises from other days, or maybe something different like jumping jacks or lunges. Weekend, rest and recovery. Having a plan is good, but following it is where the real work is. Paul had to be disciplined. This means even if he didn't feel like exercising, he would push himself to do it. He knew that to see results, he had to be consistent. This means exercising regularly, not just once in a while.
I even really worked hard for that because I never stopped working out, but the scene got cut.
Being disciplined also means not giving up. Some days might be harder than others. Maybe the exercises feel tougher, or he's just not in the mood. But Paul knew that these difficult days are the most important. Pushing through them brings the biggest changes. Paul Rudd's exercise plan shows that to get in shape, you need a good plan and the will to stick to it. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. And quite frankly, he looks amazing for his age. Paul Rudd knows that staying fit and healthy isn't just about what you eat or how much you exercise. A good night's sleep plays a huge role in his overall health and well-being. Every night when Paul sleeps, his body and mind get the chance to rest, heal, and prepare for the next day. It's like charging a battery. Without this rest, he wouldn't have the energy and focus needed for his roles and workouts. For Paul, sleep isn't just a routine thing. It's essential. It helps him recover from those intense workouts and long filming days. When he's well rested, not only does his body feel better, but his mind is sharper and he can think clearer. Plus, being in a good mood becomes easier when he's had enough rest. With a life that's always on the go, between acting gigs, training, and personal time, it might be tempting to cut back on sleep. But Paul knows better. To ensure a good night's rest, he might take steps like turning off screens before bedtime. This helps his mind relax. He might also read a book or do some light stretching to wind down. So this is Paul Rudd's routine. It's simple and effective. I mean, look at him. He looks great for his age. However, don't let his routine or looks discourage you. We have to remember that you are not Paul. You don't have his genetics. Genetics is like a starting kit. It's what we're born with. Some people might have genes that make them naturally slim. Others might have genes that help their muscles grow easily. For someone like Paul Rudd, maybe he has genes that help him look young. But genetics is just one part of the puzzle. Lifestyle is how we live every day. It's what we eat, how often we move, our habits and choices. Even if someone has good genes, bad lifestyle choices can undo any benefits. On the other hand, making healthy choices can make a big difference, even if someone's genes aren't perfect. Let's look at Paul Rudd. Maybe he has genes that help him look youthful. But if he ate junk food all day and never exercised, would he still look so young? Probably not. His good looks are likely a mix of his genes and his healthy choices. So, how much is due to genetics and how much to lifestyle? It's hard to put exact numbers, but both play a big role. It's like baking a cake. Genetics is the recipe, and lifestyle is how you mix and bake it. Both are important to get the best result. We hope that this video has inspired you to take action. Remember that you can look good at any age. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the Fountain of Youth to gain direct access to the Fountain of Youth. Also, make sure you watch our video on Mario Lopez. He's already 50 years old and looks 25 years old. He simply does not age and might actually be a vampire. Until next time.